Hello and welcome to my latest YouTube video. I hope you're doing really well. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about junk journals. I get lots of questions about how to actually use a junk journal. And these are one of my favourite types of journals to work in. I find them really freeing and I love experimenting and finding different ways to actually be able to write and document in these type of journals. If you are interested in making your own junk journal, I'll also leave a link underneath the video in the video description with one of my older videos which goes through the process step by step on how to actually make one. So one of the main things that I focus on in my journals, whichever kind of style I've created, is making sure that I have plenty of writing spots. So no matter how busy the backgrounds are, I've always got somewhere that I can write and glue in anything else that I want to kind of pop in my journal. But it's those easy writing spots which to me just makes all the difference on whether I'm going to be able to kind of keep up with it and add things to it on a really kind of regular basis. I do have quite a few junk journaling videos on my YouTube channel, and I nearly always get comments from people saying, oh, that was really helpful to see how they're actually used, but I still get lots of questions, so I just thought I'd do another quick one today. So this is my current junk journal. I covered it with some wrapping paper from an illustrator who lives locally to me. Absolutely beautiful paper, but made in exactly the same way as the video that I've already got on my channel. So as you can see, again, I've used papers that have either got some lines on it, or if it's a busy background like a book page, I use a neutral paper on the background so that I've got somewhere to write. I also love putting in things that I've received in the mail. I think they're really fun to be able to put in. So this was a little card that was sent to me. And so I've just used some washi tape on this one, and this one's glued onto my page. Here I've just put in a little pocket so that I could add 2 cards, and this one is from one of my Patreon printables, as is this paper here, and this one I've just decorated myself. This was also sent to me in the post, so I love putting in personal things like that. And I haven't used this for a little while because I've been away and had some big projects on the go. But I did decorate a few pages in advance. I think I did this one as a recent Patreon video. So I've already got some writing spots there and ready to go. And for me, that is one of the really kind of useful things that I find is if I've got all my supplies out, just getting a few writing spots there just makes the process really easy. And I didn't take this one away with me, so this is what hasn't been used for a little while. So the first thing I want to do is add some photos from my recent trip. And I printed these out using my Brother printer. Again, if you're looking for photo printers, I've got quite a few videos on my YouTube channel all about the Brother photo printer and the app that you use to print these out from your phone. So for this one, I'm just going to pop this up on the card there. These have got self-adhesive backgrounds, which are really handy. I did take my Brother printer with me, so I've already done lots of documenting of my trip away, but I did most of that in my Hobonichi. The next thing I want to do is use some of this leaflet that I picked up whilst I was away. I absolutely loved the colours and the brushstrokes in this image on the front. It was one of the art galleries in a town that we visited. So I'd always say look out for things you can easily bring into your junk journal. It really doesn't have to take long to document in this way. Within a couple of minutes, I find I can usually have a page done that I'm really happy with. But I certainly understand the confusion with how to actually use the junk journals because they look so beautiful with all those different papers in there. But it's not like a regular journal where you've just got blank pages that you can write on and decorate. So I'm really pleased to have that in there. I just think that's a stunning piece of artwork, and I'll be able to see a little peek of that from behind. I also want to include this other photo as well because they're both taken from the same trip out. Just add that to my page. And then I'm just going to spend a quick minute writing about the place that we visited, which was Porlock and Porlock Weir. We've got these beautiful little coloured cottages, which I loved, and the harbour. And just going to write a little bit down here. So that's that whole page now done in just a couple of minutes. Just jotted down some thoughts about that day, what we'd seen when we were there, a couple of photos added. So that's one really quick and easy way to use this type of junk journal. And while I'm here, I just want to get another few pages ready to encourage me to use this on a regular basis. So these ones are already done and ready for me to just work on top of. This one is fine. It's certainly usable, but it's probably not that interesting. Some of the things I love using, as I've got coffee dyed paper, always makes a really nice background to be able to write on top of. And in my Patreon printable bundle each month, I always have some things like the ledger papers with designs on, which is what was at the bottom of this one here as well. And also little notes. So again, something easy you could cut out to make use of a busy page. But even looking for things like perhaps envelopes, interesting papers that just naturally kind of come your way, perhaps through your letterbox. Really worth keeping an eye out for, because then it helps to make your journal kind of really personal to you as well. So I'm going to add this along the bottom. And this is often a kind of weekend activity for me. I'll maybe put on some YouTube videos or even a television show I'm watching and just glue a few pieces down. So there I've already got a nice easy writing spot. I could write on the whole page if I wanted, but that's just broken it up and makes it look a little bit more interesting to write on. Or it might be I pop some photos or something else up there, depending on what I do on that day. For this page, I think I might add one of these notes, but put it on its side. I often write in different directions in my journals anyway. Again, I think that's just another kind of easy way to add a bit of interest. So I'm just going to finish cutting this out a moment. And I'm going to pop this in this way here. So if you're looking for a quick way to document every day, junk journaling is definitely something I would recommend considering. Because it's not like kind of tackling a whole journal spread on blank paper. That really will take me probably about a minute to write in one evening. I've also got some little tags here that I've decorated recently. I think I might pop that one there. I really enjoy having lots of these little interactive elements. In fact, I might put it at the top on this one so that I don't cover too much of the tag. But it's also a great way of adding, if you've got some photos or journal writing that you don't want to be immediately visible, it's quite nice just having them tucked underneath, or doing something like an envelope's really good for that too. So for this one, it would be really hard to write on. So I think something like coffee dyed paper would be great for this. But I don't like to lose too much of the pattern on something. So I always make sure that the paper I'm adding leaves a really nice hint of what's going on around it. And the same with book pages and things like that, because it's nice to be able to see those beautiful papers that you've added. The glue that I've been using throughout is Pritt Stick. Just going to pop that down, and when I come to write on it, I might add some washi tape, a bit of stamping, some stickers, anything else that I fancy to make that a bit more decorative. And I'll probably leave that there for today. But again, see, I've got things like, these are pages from free gardening magazines, and usually I'll perhaps add a strip of something down there or a pocket so that I can still see those beautiful flowers. So I'll probably add something like a little tuck spot like this one here that's just glued around the edges, and pop some tags in there so I've still got the lovely flowers. And this one I'll perhaps do something through the middle so that I can still see something of all of those three. But I really hope that helps any of you that have had the question, that have seen junk journals, think they look really beautiful but don't really know where to start with actually adding your thoughts and photos and personal bits from your life in there. I hope that it just helps to get you started a little bit. As always, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's joined me over on Patreon. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you're doing really well. I look forward to speaking with you really soon in my next video.